Hey Naturally Tool fam, welcome back to another video, another time with me in the kitchen, another time with me showing you what it is I am cooking down for my Sunday dinner, yardie style. So of course, before I get into the cooking, let me just take some time to tell all 2,200 of you who are currently subscribed to my channel and will watch videos at different intervals based on whatever it is that I've brought you here. Thank you so much for joining me on the journey. I'm hoping you will continue to tread the road with me, right? So at this point, what am I doing? At this point, I'm going ahead to prepare all the natural seasonings that I'll need to do the dish. And of course, from the title, you see that today I'll be making some chicken chop suey, aka chicken stir fry. So at this point, I've already cut the onions. I'm going to cut the scallion. And I also have some sweet pepper and carrot that I'll be using as well. All of them something here washed already, just in case you're wondering. So of course, guys, it's 2022. We know that enough we love eat out, we like to try new things. And of course, you have to ensure that, in these times, high inflation, the dollar go up every day. We have to be able to prepare some of these nice meals at home for ourselves as well, You can get up any day, and if you feel for some pasta, you feel for some chop suey, you feel for anything at all, you can go ahead and prepare that for yourself. We don't necessarily have to always go out to get nice things to eat at home. And with these videos, I go ahead to show you how I prepare these meals at home when I feel for something else other than the regular things Jamaicans normally cook for Sunday dinner. So definitely, let's continue to see how it is I prepare this meal. So people, once it is I've finished with the seasonings, I'm just going ahead to prepare the chicken breast. So I'm just putting those seasonings aside. I get in another cutting area, and what I'll be doing now is to go ahead to debone the chicken breast. Now what that means is that I'm just going to remove the meat from as close as possible to the bone as I can. Yes, I could have bought a deboned chicken breast at the supermarket or meat shop, but really and truly, when I bought my chicken, I saw this very huge breast in there, and then I said, I had some pop chow that I bought, and I said, okay, let me think. I can use this to do something like a stir fry or a pasta or something. So that's how this big chicken breast decided to become a stir fry chicken breast. You understand? So what I'm doing here is just to cut that chicken breast that I've removed from the bone into small bite-sized pieces. And just to let you guys know that even though based on the size you're seeing that I'm using now, I actually did go ahead to cut some of these pieces into smaller pieces when it went into the pot. So you can go ahead to cut it down to the size of your choice based on how you want it to be represented in your chop suey. So if you're watching keenly, then you'd realize that another chicken breast appeared out of nowhere. This is a much smaller chicken breast that after cutting up the big one, I realized that it wasn't enough, and I went ahead to defrost another chicken breast, and at this point I'm just doing the same thing to debone it and to slice it up into bite-sized pieces. So definitely here, I believe that once I added the larger breast and a small breast, it was enough for the amount of stir fry I intended on making. So you can make that judgment based on the amount of persons you're preparing the meal for. In this case, I was preparing it for 2 persons, but it was a Sunday dinner, so Sunday, Monday, you wanted to share more than that, right? So next up, guys, we're going to be seasoning the chicken breast. So this is a mixture of different seasonings that my aunt put together, that first container, and then the second one is the Maggi all-purpose. The other container is a whole lot of mixed up seasoning. Honestly to God, I cannot tell you what my aunt put together. So it's a secret seasoning that is being used. Like how KFC have them secret seasoning, my auntie have our secret seasoning, yeah. Alright. So, if your eye is good, you realize that I also added something that is white, and that white thing, that white substance, was the baking powder. So, baking powder helps to keep the chicken tender and juicy when it's being fried for the stir fry. And once all those seasonings are mixed together, then I'm just going to put this aside to allow the seasoning to soak into the chicken. So next up, we're going to prepare the pop chow. Now, I didn't use all of the pop chow that is in the bag, of course, because as I said, I was cooking for two persons. So if I cook all of that, the chicken would have last the night, right? So at this point now, I'm just going ahead to cut it up. I've already washed it. I just cut out all of those into scenes with me leaning across the sink to wash the pop choy. So now I cut off the ends because I don't use those, and then I go ahead to cut the rest of it up. And of course, you can see that I'm using about 4 pieces. It's 2 big pieces and 2 smaller ones. So that worked out to enough. And just go ahead to cut those up into nice sizes, that will look good in my stir fry. And once that is done, then, everything is ready, everything dandy, everything nice, and we can start to cook the food, right? Okay. All right now, so all the seasoning cut up nice. That's the scallion, the sweet pepper, the onion, the carrot, and the pop chow. We're done seasoning the chicken, and at this point now, we're just going to do the frying of the chicken. At this point, as you realize, I've added some little oil to the pot. I added 2 cloves of garlic. A cloves or a peg? 2 peg of garlic. You know, hear me? I telling no foolishness. Don't add 2 cloves of garlic. 2 peg of garlic. Then I went ahead to add the chicken to the pot. So there's oil in there, not too much oil because I don't really like oil. And you really don't need too much oil to fry up the chicken. So I went ahead and added the chicken to the pot. And at this point, I'm just going to, at different intervals, stir around the chicken, as it says, stir fry. Yes, so just going around to stir around the chicken and allow it to fry and get some golden looking colors and allow it to cook through. Again, for the persons who have a very keen eye and are noticing that I'm doing something to the chicken in the pot, at this point I'm actually using the spoon to break some of the chicken into smaller pieces because it is still look too big. So I'm just going ahead, that chicken cook fast, so while it is being cooked, it's easy for me to just break it into smaller pieces and make it nice bite-sized pieces that I'd need for the chicken chop suey. Chicken chop suey, aka chicken stir fry. All right. So at this point, I'm going to be making the sauce. I'm using soy sauce, oyster sauce, and I'll be also adding some sugar because soy sauce and oyster sauce have a little salt taste to it. You add the sugar to it now, it just balance off everything. I did also add some cornstarch to it because cornstarch helps to thicken your gravy, and I didn't want it too watery, so I add a little cornstarch to it as well to add a little thickness and a little flavor to it. Then once I did that, I'll just stir that all together, and then that will be put aside to be added a little bit further down in the cooking process. But because the chicken they are cooked up on the stove, I'm really never have anything to do at the point. I went ahead to make the sauce. And of course, then I realized I add the water to stretch it little because you can't use too much soy sauce or too much oyster sauce because it's going to make it too salt. So you can stretch it little with the water. All right? Yeah. So alright, now we finish make the sauce. We're going back for check on the chicken to make sure it's now burn up. We stir it around a few times in the pot, and of course you can see that all is well. It's getting a little golden. The oil not dry out and it not burn, right? Right. So I just gonna let it stay in the pot a little bit longer because we want it to get a little bit more golden so it look nice in the pot. And the same take out one little piece a while ago to taste it to make sure it cook, and yes, it cooks, so we're not too bad right now. So at this point now, I'm just stir it one little more time because I want to get a little bit more golden, but I say, all right, then let me just take it off of the pot, and I'm just going to go ahead to remove it out of the pot into a little container I had on the side. And we're going to move on to preparing the seasoning that, we're going to use to go ahead and steam the pop chow. So first of all, I added a little bit of oil to the pot, and then I added the onion, the scallion, and the sweet pepper. I'm going to fry that up a little bit first, and then I'll go ahead to add the carrots. Alright, so once the season start fry up and you can smell the aroma, the next thing you're going to do, of course, is to go ahead and add the carrots. Because, of course, you can steam up the little carrot before. So you just add in the carrots to it and then look at that, the difference of the color. So I went ahead to add little water because saying steaming the carrot, you're going to need the water. So I went ahead to add some water to the pot and then, just kind of stir around the carrot into the pot so that they can drop a little in the water and ready for steaming, right? So after that now, I am just going ahead to add the pop chow to the pot. And of course, you're going to spread that out in the pot and then you're going to mix it up because you want the carrots and the seasonings to mix with the pop chow in the pot. So I'm just going to stir it around a bit and then once that is done, I'm going to cover up the pot and leave it for it to steam. So while me stir the pop chow and so if you're new to the channel and you have not yet hit the subscribe button, at this point it's a good time for you to just go down below, look for that red button, click the subscribe button, click the bell beside it and join the Naturally Told family. What you waiting on? It's time, high time. Okay guys, at this point you have to check back on the pots because you have to make sure that the pot chow in the steam out too far and you have to ensure that it still have the water in there to help with the steaming. But at this point it's right where I want it to be because I didn't want it to be I don't want it too soft. I want it to still have the crunch. So I went ahead to add the chicken to the pot and then you go ahead to just fold, folding method, stir it around, we mix it up, stir it in, get everybody together, all integrated, living like a happy family. Once it is you do that, then you can just go ahead to add your sauce to the pot. So me stir. I really don't know why I stir so long, but me stir. Alright. So now I'm just going ahead to add that sauce that we made earlier to the pot, add that all over and then, we go back to the process of stir and we stir. Because girl likes stir. So, after all the stirring, I cover the pot and allow it to steam down a little bit more. So here it is what it looks like, close to finishing. It's going to steam, spring it on like water because so much water never in there from before. But this is looking very lovely right now, not too steamed down, still look crunchy and nice. So at this point, this is where I'm about to turn off the pot. So I'm just going to show you guys, checking it to make sure it is exactly what I want it to look like. If it is you want your pak choy to steam down a little bit more, then you can steam it down. Or if you want it more crunchy than how mine is, you can turn off the pot a little bit earlier. So here it is, guys. Here's the finished look of my chicken chop suey, aka chicken stir fry, ready to be served up with some rice because it's rice are eating it with. But if you want to share it with something else, you can eat it with some ground provision, some dumpling and banana and yam and so on so. But I served mine with some steamed rice. So here it is served up in the pot, looking all delicious and nice. Me know my chicken them just a drown and I don't want to beg me some of my dinner, but hush. Me eat it already. Because that video here could never be the same day as it cook. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed watching me prepare this meal. And if there's anything else that you'd like to see me prepare, then definitely write it down in the comment section. Because girl like to cook things, girl like to try new things. So if for something women don't know if to cook, I'm go look it up and try cook it. So continue to be your most authentic self, guys. And of course, guys, continue to stay naturally. So until you see me or hear me again in the next video, walk good till next time.